I think Dick Van Dyke is on the cover of People magazine. My mother gets People magazine, so I happen to notice he's turning 100.
He's turning 100 in a couple weeks, yeah. In a couple days. December 13th.
He's in incredibly good shape.
Yeah, I love Dick Van Dyke.
It's been a long journey, so I don't think I'll tell you the truth, and I think Dick Van Dyke and others can take it, but they would have used him, but he had just had a bad experience in Music Man. He had done a revival of Music
at the
Man
Kennedy Center.
Lincoln Center, I think.
Oh, Lincoln Center. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought it was at the Kennedy Center.
You might be right. That was my memory of it. It was at Lincoln Center. Oh, and a young Christian Slater played the kid.
No
in Music
way.
Man.
Oh, that's funny.
But that's a huge role. That's a tough role. I've seen a lot of people stumble over all those lyrics and all those words.
Of course.
So Dick Van Dyke at the time had not stopped drinking, and it was struggling. So they thought we can't do that.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah. And so they got Donald O'Connor,
Yeah.
who had never been on Broadway.
It's his debut.
Making his Broadway debut, but was a huge star from MGM movies, and he was up to the job.
That's
he
crazy.
was good. I mean, it was overwhelming, I think, to find yourself a leading man.
Yeah. In my head, I was. That's funny. You answered a big question of mine, actually, where I was like, they brought back Cheetah. Dick Van Dyke feels like he was in the movie. Why wouldn't they? But that makes sense because that was a point in time where he was going through it.
Yeah, he was going through it. That's a nice way to put it. Yeah, it was a difficult time for him, and I don't know the man, so I don't know how comfortable he is talking about it, but I think he's pretty.
He's been pretty open about it. He's been pretty open about it because he's sober now for years. I mean, he's 100, but he's
100. He made it to 100. Come on,
it's amazing. He's sober from cigarettes and from alcohol, and he had mentioned what a hard period in his life it was, and all this other stuff. But especially considering, and it makes so much sense because especially considering that. During Bye Bye Birdie, this is pre-Dick Van Dyke Show. This is Dick Van Dyke stardom. Now, bring back Birdie. This is 1980. This is Mary Poppins Dick Van Dyke. This is Dick Van Dyke Show Dick Van Dyke. It's like a completely different type of star,
Yeah, Birdie made him a star.
Right,
and,
right.
The Dick Van Dyke Show people discovered him, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody discovered him.